This set of pictures will start in, I think it was April, might be wrong. Oh, February 22, February 22, February 24, because I just got a new phone, so it's the start of the reel of the new phone. And we went to Liverpool for a couple of days with Kirsty's parents, my in-laws. And we went to a place called New Brighton, which is across the estuary from Liverpool on Birkenhead, part of the Wirral. And we'd not been there before, so it was pretty cold, bit chilly that day, but a lovely blue sky, as you can see. And I was just walking around taking pictures while they're enjoying the place, while they're soaking in the rocks, the lighthouse, the buildings, the atmosphere. I'm taking pictures, and I spoke to Kirsty about this morning, and I said, I often think, am I really? We've been to some fabulous places this last couple of years since I stopped having the fear of flying. We've been to America and Rome and Greece, all those places, and I feel like I soaked it up, and I feel like I had a good time, and I feel like I enjoyed it, and I can remember the places, distinctly remember what we did. But I did say, I wonder if I don't quite get the same experience as you because I'm constantly looking for the photo. And I think this set of pictures in this first set might be a case in point because I wasn't really paying that much attention to what they were doing, saying, what they were experiencing. I was just walking around taking photos. Sometimes I'm holding Kirsty's hand, sometimes we're talking. But I often wonder if I am actually a bit detached from what they're experiencing because my brain's in a slightly different mode or at a slightly different level. I don't mean that in a more intelligent way. I mean, I'm just in a different place to them. So I'm walking around seeing the same stuff that they're seeing, but as I'm going around, I'm testing this new camera. I'm seeing things. This here is a picture of me and father-in-law. You can see our shadows side by side. Like I said, they're not professional photographs. They're just photographs. This one you can see is a reflection through a window. We sat down, had a cup of tea in this cafe, and you see things out the window. So I'm figuring out the new phone, seeing what it can do as I'm seeing things. Heard that it got a super zoom on it, this one. But digital zoom, I don't know if you know the difference between optical and digital zoom. A digital zoom just zooms into the picture you've got, doesn't zoom manually. So when you do, if you got like a 10 times digital zoom like this phone's supposed to have got, all you get is mush, and you see that when you zoom in, it's just mush. So I tested it out on these birdies here on this little pier, and as you can see, if I zoom in further to that, it's pretty dog shit in it. You know what I mean? It looks like when you used to when photography first went digital and people couldn't afford Photoshop, they used to use things like Paint Shop Pro. And used to be able to you could probably still put effects on like polarize and solarize and posterize and all that other stuff. That's what that looks like when you look at it up close. Utter dog shit. I mean, you wouldn't make a print from it, you wouldn't show it large format. But I guess it allowed me to capture the moment and remember the moment. But still, I wonder if Kirsty and her folks' interaction there was different to mine because I was more focused on getting the wide shot initially and then zooming in and seeing what the birdies are doing close up. But I'm glad it's an interesting picture. I mean, it's not professional. I mean, exposure could be better. It's a bit wonky. I love the lines. I mean, if you look at it from an artistic perspective in terms of formal elements, line, tone, texture, all that space, it's all got it all there. A little bit of tweaky, it probably be a lot better, but as a photographer, I see it and I take it. I just can't not take it. If I'd have walked past that, if I'd have gone walking on and just gone from, I don't know, from there to there, my head would have been wrecked. I'd have to go back and do it. See it and take it. And that's kind of my approach to photography. And it doesn't matter whether I'm out with Kirsty or out Kirsty and folks or out with my mate or whatever it is I'm doing, I've got to see a picture, or whether I'm sitting on the toilet. More often than not these days when I go to the loo, you've got your phone in your pocket. And if I see something coming through the bathroom window, I'll photograph it. And we'll probably come across some of that as I scroll through. But as you can see, lovely blue clear day. Pretty cold. We've all got our winter stuff on. That's looking back at Liverpool and the industrial docks from New Brighton Lighthouse. again, digital zoom, you can see, you can see the ropey quality, can't you? When you look at that, it looks like it's got that old painting dashed like brush stroke. I don't know what they would call it, painting effect on it. It hasn't. It's just an artifact of the zoom's not that great, even though they're trying to sell you like you can photograph footprints on the moon that don't exist with it. In fact, that's another point for another day, isn't it? The software you get with some of the telescopes and cameras used now when you're photographing the moon gets to a point where it actually replicates a live picture of the moon with an actual picture of the moon. So you think you're looking at the moon, but you're looking at a picture of the moon. That's just devious. We'll get into that another day. But as you can see from this set here, my desire is to capture pictures, and I don't know who that is actually. That person having the fag over the wall, I just saw it, took the picture, got a bit of Kirsty's arm in there. Shadows. This was interesting. We were all leaning on the rocks, and I, as we're talking, as we're leaning on the rocks, I spot that there's I saw an opportunity in the shadows, and I thought this is too good to miss. So you can see I'm trying to figure out the best angle to get the photograph of us in the shadows with a lovely green algae or whatever it is on the rocks, to try and get that bit of us up here, me, Kirsty, mum and dad. And I've done that a few times actually. I took one last week when we went for a few days last week. God, is that a week since we went there? And I took some of us leaning on the railings over Albert Dock in Liverpool. That's 3 or 4 times I've got us all doing that kind of thing, and I just find it interesting. Pictures of people that are just shadows, you can't see the people, but there's a human presence there. But again, while they're enjoying that view and that thing, and that while they're enjoying that thing, I'm taking a picture. So am I separated from that moment? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Do you think I'm separating myself from experience by taking pictures? Kirsty's lovely legs there. Guy walking a dog. Again, just seeing things and just pointing the camera at it because I've seen it. Again, our shadows. Lovely doggy walking past. I mean, like I said to you, none of these are Pulitzer Prize winning pictures. They're just my observations. And occasionally, when you're observing, you'll get something that you go, ooh, I'm glad I did that. Again, just simple things like parallel lines, shadow, shape, form, all that stuff. So, just being unable to switch off and seeing the photo opportunity, for me, creates opportunity. It creates sometimes great pictures, some things that end up in my portfolio, or certainly in the realm of stuff I want to show. There's a couple of pictures in there that I will have edited, particularly the one with the shadows, and it's something I just enjoy, and I often wonder, would I enjoy the places as much if I wasn't a photographer? And that's an interesting concept, isn't it? Because when I go on holiday, I'm thinking, great, I get to spend some time with Kirsty, switch off from the day shit, I can relax. Me and Kirsty have a real good relationship. We just get each other. It's a bit nuts. We just get each other. So we kind of go with the flow. We don't get out of our pram and upset over things. We just go, if things go wrong, well, oh, fuck it, let's do something else instead. That's it. So I enjoy the time with her, I enjoy the places with her. But am I enjoying it differently because I'm a photographer and I can't switch off? It's an interesting question. I don't know, because it's been that long since I went somewhere with Kirsty or with anybody else without a camera. I can't remember. I'm just always switched on to it, and I don't think I would approach it in a different way. Again, look, you can see in that one, if you zoom up close, it's dog shit up close. But that with a nice zoom lens would have been a really good photo. Kid playing in the rock pool, dog running back to its owners looking out to sea or over the estuary. So I'm not entirely sure that my experience is the same as other people who I'm with, but I still have a really, really exciting, good experience. I don't ever come away going, oh, I didn't enjoy that holiday, I didn't enjoy that day out, or I didn't enjoy that thing because I didn't get any good photos. Getting the good photos for me is like it's like a bonus. It's like, oh, wow, we were there, I got some great photos. But I've never come away going, great waste of time, that. A good example of that was I took the dogs for a walk. We drove from our house to Cleethorpes a few weeks ago, months ago, maybe 2 months ago now. Let's see if I've got them on here. Cleethorpes. And we went for a walk down the beach at Cleethorpes. And because I can't switch off, I took the camera and I got pictures of the dogs. And there was nothing in there that you would call Pulitzer Prize winning. They're just pictures of Paddy and Clover running on the beach playing. You take your camera, you might get some pictures, you might not. It might be worth sending them back, it might not. But I didn't get anything other than this thing here, which I've edited. Which again is not a Pulitzer Prize winning thing, just a bell on the. But I had a lovely day out. It was a good couple of hours. It was nice and warm. It was chilled. Me and Kirsty were having a laugh. The dogs were making us laugh. It was fun. Didn't get any pictures worth using, but I still really had a real good time, a real nice time.